Consumer or creator, can you live a happier, healthier, more successful lifestyle through creating? Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Chase Corrington, and this is the Chase Corrington YouTube channel, where we seek to achieve and maintain happiness through enlightenment and philosophy. But today I want to talk about creator or consumer. Do you create more than you consume? Probably not. I don't, but I try to. So do you create more than you consume, ladies and gentlemen? I think most people probably consume or put their energy into consuming way more than creating. Think if you put half the energy that we put into consuming into creating. Instead, think if you put half of the energy that you put into consuming. And what does consuming mean? When I say consuming, taking something from the environment that's already there that you use and then it's gone. So taking from the environment, so eating or drinking or using drugs, or it doesn't even have to be anything related to drugs. It could be watching TV or playing video games, consuming things, anything that you take in and use from the environment. And so, think if we put half the energy that we put into consuming into creating, instead of consuming. I mean, there are people that think that they aren't creative. Are there? Really? Are there really people that aren't creative, ladies and gentlemen? Well, there's definitely people that think they're not creative because we're told that some people are just born with it. Some people are just better than me. We'll talk about a victim mindset. I think that's just BS. You can't sit there and tell yourself, well, some people are just better than me and I just don't have the talent. Talk about a victim mindset. I heard it said from many different sources. As I'm sure you've heard it said too, we are creative beings by nature. Or it is in our nature to be creative. Or in a religious context, God was or is a creator God, and we were made in God's image, so we are creators. I like this idea better, but people still believe that they are just not creative. They don't believe it. They don't know it, and they need to know it, because everybody is creative in some way, ladies and gentlemen. That they're just not creative. They don't have the talent. That's what they tell themselves. They tell themselves they lack the ability. I think that the explanation for this is that some people just never find a source through which to express their true creativity. And they get trapped. They never find this source to express their true creativity, and they get trapped in the modern society mindset of some people are just better than others, victim mindset, or it takes years of schooling to be good at anything, or that creativity means art. A lot of people think that creativity means art, and I thought that in the past. Like, I'm not creative because I have no artistic ability. But creating is not just a painter painting, or a sculptor sculpting, or a musician making music, ladies and gentlemen. What about a carpenter making furniture? Or what about a gardener who enjoys gardening? That's creative, even though we don't see it in the artistic sense. But when you really look at things, anything could be creative, anything could be artistic, and we have to find our true way in this life to express our own version of creativity that we all have. So, not a lot of people see a gardener as a creative outlet, but it is the same as any artist. So let's think of another example. How about a tailor? Or somebody who just makes jeans? And I bet that they don't even realize, if it is their passion when they're making jeans and they love it, I bet they don't even realize that they are flowing in their creative nature. Society's example of creative is false. It's just not completely accurate. Now, when you're creating, I would bet that it creates, or you release, a different energy than when you're consuming. And I would also bet, I'm doing a lot of betting here, but ladies and gentlemen, I'm willing to take the bet because I like the odds that this could be a reality. I digress. I would also bet that the energy we release or produce while consuming is an entirely different energy than that of which we produce when we are creating. And finally, I would further bet or guess that the energy produced by creating is a much higher level of consciousness than that produced when consuming. So think of a drug addict. How much do they put their energy into consuming versus creating? And how do you think their life is compared to someone who is creating all the time? The creator is probably a lot happier than the consumer, and that's why we're here at the Chase Corrington YouTube channel, is because of happiness. We're searching for ways to be happier, ladies and gentlemen. And it's a philosophy. I'm not trying to be perfect about the things that I'm saying here, but it's the principle behind the philosophy, folks. That if we spend most, if not all of our energy on consuming all the time, we'll be less happy. We'll be less successful and probably less healthy than if we focused at least just a little energy each day into creating something that can add value to the lives of the community and the people around us. You don't have to have a major talent or be really good at something. You just have to find something that you enjoy doing in a creative way and figure out how you can use what you already enjoy to add value to the world, or even just one person, ladies and gentlemen, because that's all it takes. One person to change the world. So if you want to live a happier, healthier, more successful life, try creating a little more. Try consuming a little less. And I guarantee you'll be impressed with what begins to happen in your life and the lives of people around you. Create the reality that you want to see, because you have the power. And all it takes, ladies and gentlemen, is a little effort. This is the Chase Corrington YouTube channel, where we seek to achieve and maintain happiness through enlightenment. If you get value from the content that I provide, or if you get value from the ideas that I throw out there, consider subscribing. It's a philosophy, ladies and gentlemen. You get happiness through enlightenment and philosophy by understanding the principles of the philosophies behind the enlightenment that leads to happiness, if that's another way to explain it. But true understanding or true overstanding can be arrived at through study, discussion, reflection, and attunement, and true inner resonation. And it takes many years, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just beginning, and I hope many of you are beginning out there. But I believe in the universe and the world around me, and in the presence within, and I believe in the power of spirit, and I believe in the triumph of the light. This is what I believe in, and this is where I stand. Thank you, everybody who watches these videos, and I'll be back in the future with some more interesting topics to throw your way.